At 6 minutes to 1 this morning, London Fire Brigade received the first of many calls to a fire in Grenfell Tower that you can see behind me. The first crews were on scene in under 6 minutes and found a rapidly developing fire. As you can appreciate from looking at the building now, this has been a very serious and a very complex fire. Our firefighters on scene have been working tirelessly and continue to do so to extinguish the fire and search the building for any remaining people inside. We have had at the height over 200 firefighters and 40 fire engines on scene with a range of specialist officers. We have been working closely with all of our partners to establish what is going on here. We will continue to work closely in the coming hours and days to look at the cause of this fire and to investigate what has happened. We have got a structural engineer who, in conjunction with my urban search and rescue advisor, is monitoring the stability of the building. At the moment, the building continues to be safe for our crews to go and work in. I must say I want to thank everybody who has been involved in this incident so far, what has been a very difficult time, and send our sincere condolences to everybody involved in this really terrible incident. As you can appreciate, this is a very difficult time. It is still in the dynamic stage of this incident, and it would be wrong for us to speculate around the cause of the fire or anything further at this moment.
We have now taken over 50 patients to hospitals across London, and clearly our thoughts are with everyone affected by these tragic events. We have over 100 of our medics working hard here in response to this incident, including emergency ambulance crews, advanced paramedics, specialist trauma teams, and our hazardous area response teams. We continue to work closely with our partners from the London Fire Brigade and the Metropolitan Police Service. Our priority is to ensure that patients get the treatment that they need and are conveyed to hospital as quickly as possible. Whilst we continue to manage this ongoing incident, I would like to ask Londoners to only call us in a genuine emergency, and if they could call NHS 111 for any urgent healthcare advice. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. As you've heard, this is very much a dynamic situation at this point in time. And clearly my thoughts go out to all those that have been affected and all those residents that are currently displaced. We're working closely with colleagues from the London Fire Brigade. There are a significant number of police officers here in this locality. I know there is significant disruption both in terms of road closures and other travel closures. And if you are travelling in this area, please go to the TfL website, but I would urge people to keep away from this immediate vicinity. If you do have any concerns about anybody connected to this awful event, please phone the Casualty Bureau. The number has already gone out, but to repeat it for you here today, it's 0800 0961 233. That's 0800 0961 233. And if you have any concerns, please use that number rather than dialing 999 or 101. If you are a displaced resident, the current reception centre being coordinated by the local authority is at the Rugby Portobello Trust on Walmer Road. The local authority will also be putting out through their press statements as well. As I say, this is a very dynamic situation. It is very early days. As you can see behind us at Grenfell Tower, this is a truly shocking fire that has occurred overnight. And my thanks to the colleagues from the LFB for the sterling work that they're doing at this point in time.
Live on BBC News. Any word about the integrity of the building itself? There have been concerns I've heard from residents about the fires in the past. What can you say about the integrity of the building itself?
At this moment in time, it is obviously far too early to speculate about the building itself. That will be subject to an investigation in the future. Structurally, at the moment, it is safe for our crews to be in there working, but I would not comment any further about the building itself.
You mentioned fatalities earlier on. Have we any numbers or updates about fatalities from the incident?
No, as you can appreciate, it's still very early days on that. We're working closely with our colleagues in the LAS. As soon as numbers become available, we will release them to you.
Fire Commander, I was here early morning. You're live on Good Morning Britain. I appreciate, I was told by a fire officer that you only managed to clear the first 12 to 13 floors. That anything above that, your fire officers weren't able to go inside the building and put the flames out. Can you give us some detail on that, please?
We are still working very hard. We rescued large numbers of people from inside the building very early on across a range of different floors. I've spoken to crews who've been up as far as the 19th and 20th floor, so we've got crews continuing to work very hard in there at the moment. We are making steady progress in going through the whole building.